people get anxiety and think that they're doomed for life. Some people see anxiety as some kind of disorder that they're doomed with, and they think that genetics might have caused it, or they don't know what has caused it, but they see anxiety as this humongous mental disorder or disease of the mind that's in some way special, like only certain people with this disorder get anxiety. Something a lot of people need to understand is that anxiety is very, very normal. It's natural for human beings to get anxious. It's natural for human beings to get anxiety. However, it's not normal for people to have chronic anxiety that lasts all the time, or that is triggered frequently, or that is so intense that they start sweating and freaking the fuck out and completely ruins times and situations and events in people's lives. It's not normal for anxiety to be that intense. But what I want to throw out there, the idea I want to convey here in this video is that, number one, because I dealt with anxiety for a long time, out of nowhere, and I wasn't sure what was causing it. People, you need to understand that there are many causes of anxiety, a lot of which are just common sense. First of all, a lot of anxiety really is all in the mind. It's a matter of what you're focusing on. It's how much momentum has been gained with certain thoughts. How long have you been thinking about these thoughts? How deep have you let these thoughts go? How ingrained in your mind and how habitual, how much of a habit have you made it to think these thoughts in these situations that you're thinking them in? A lot of it has to do with thoughts that have become habit, and you're attached to those thoughts, or ways of reacting to a situation. For example, when I got anxiety, I would just spend all my time researching anxiety and trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And of course, the good part of that, the benefit of that is that I discovered a lot about health and about the mind and psychology, and I developed a genuine interest in these topics. The downside is that I never figured out what was specifically wrong with me. And the reason why is because there was nothing wrong with me. Okay? And for most people, I can guarantee you there's nothing wrong with you the way you think there is. In most cases, it is simply what you're focusing on. Okay? When you think a thought, the more you think the thought, the deeper you get, the farther the hole goes. Okay? And it will just get deeper and deeper. The more you figure out about this, the more you ask, what's wrong with me? The more things you'll find wrong, and the more questions you'll have. Thoughts really do grow, okay? They gain momentum. And whenever you think something, it's going somewhere. So if you're thinking thoughts that are taking you in a place you don't want to be, you need to change the momentum and think other thoughts. Focus on something else. That's not to say that you should ignore your problems, of course, but for most people, it really is just you're choosing to focus on the wrong things that are bringing you the wrong emotions and making you feel anxious, okay? Now, of course, there's situational anxiety. For example, if you're late to work or if you're in traffic, you're extremely scared of crashing into cars and shit like that, okay? That is typically normal because you feel like, there's a threat to your survival. You're afraid you're going to lose your job, lose your money, lose your house, die on the street homeless. Afraid that, someone's going to crash into you on the street in traffic and you're going to die. That's what the whole stress response is meant for. You're supposed to be anxious in those times. However, it's illogical to think that way. So when in those mindset type things in the situation, you can change the way you look at it. Look at it more rationally. Like, you just think of it more rationally. An example would be if you're afraid of like a car running into you on the road, okay? I mean, when has it ever happened? And if it has happened like once or twice, I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to happen to you right now today. And the more anxious you are about driving, the more likely it is that you get into an accident. So you'd be safer if you just relax a little bit and just try to trick yourself into being happy for the moment. Now, probably the most amazing thing you can do, the biggest shortcut. First of all, Well, first of all, you got to address the cause. Okay, nutritional issues are both the cause and a humongous help to anxiety. Are you eating an abundance of carbohydrates? If you're eating a regular healthy diet, but you're eating too many carbohydrates, they can cause blood sugar fluctuations, especially if you eat a shit ton of processed sugar or wheat products at the same time. Trust me, I just came back from a long ass drive, and I ate shit tons of bad foods because I was traveling. Energy drinks and like muffins and crazy and pancakes and shit like that, and I felt fucked up. It was fucking crazy. I felt like crap compared to how I normally would eat. I normally feel great. Normally eat, like 4 egg omelet, maybe with 2 pieces of sprouted grain toast, maybe a little bit of butter and jelly, and then some yerba mate on the side, and I feel fucking amazing. So relaxed, so calm, so tranquil. Diet plays a humongous role in your peace of mind. So if you are suffering from anxiety and your nutrition is not on point, you're kind of foolish to be freaking the fuck out as if, there's some crazy shit going wrong with you. You haven't addressed the most common cause of all mental and physical illness, which is what you're eating. Okay, but on top of that, there are a lot of diets that can fix anxiety on their own. For example, a ketogenic diet raises GABA and lowers adrenaline and can actually make you feel absolutely at peace of mind. Although a raw foods organic diet based on just fruit and vegetables can also make you feel really tranquil, really light, and really calm. Now, I'm not saying either one are better than the others. They both have great health benefits depending on your situation. I'm just giving an example of how diet alone can absolutely treat anxiety. Furthermore, are you getting enough sodium? Natural rock salt, Himalayan sea salt. I take about a teaspoon of that in a glass of water before I go to bed, and it puts me right to sleep. Because Himalayan pink salt and natural sodium actually raises oxytocin and lowers blood sugar and relaxes the body. Lowers blood pressure and can relax the body. Contrary to popular opinions, this is the truth. So if you're cramping up and you're feeling like shit and you can't relax, your muscles are all tight, maybe you need some Himalayan pink salt. Maybe you're drinking too much water and it's diluting the sodium and you have hyponatremia, low blood sodium. Okay, this is very real and it's a very common cause of anxiety. Trust me when I say this is a huge help for me. Then of course you can take herbal medicine. You could take rhodiola during the day, ashwagandha at night. You can add some holy basil before you go to bed, add some L-theanine, and I guarantee you'll feel pretty damn relaxed. If your mind isn't going, if it's not a mental problem, ashwagandha, theanine, passion flower, along with some holy basil should put you right to sleep. And if you can't go to sleep on these herbs, chances are you need some sodium. You need to get your blood sugar on check, and you probably have some kind of mental issues that are keeping you awake at night. What I mean is you probably have some thought patterns that are not beneficial, and it's probably more of a mindset and perception issue. If you have a bunch of toxic situations in your life, like if you're living with people that are just toxic to your peace of mind, then you're going to have a lot of anxiety no matter what you do. Okay, you cannot just pretend everything's okay and ignore your problems. If you're in a relationship that is absolutely not suiting you, that will bring you a lot of anxiety. Trust me, that will keep you awake at night. Okay, if your living situation and your money situation is not on check, well, either you need to change how you feel about it or change the situation and do something about it. As long as you know what is bothering you and what is wrong, as long as you're aware of the problems in your life, and you've developed a solution, you've written it out, you have a plan, you need not worry, okay? You have nothing to be worrying about, okay? The only time you should really be worrying about anything is when you're like, oh my God, I don't know what's wrong, I don't have, a solution. But usually once you're aware of the problem and you know what you need to do to fix the problem, the anxiety will go away. And if it doesn't, then you need to accept the fact that there's nothing you can do other than a plan that you have set for yourself. Okay? And if it's a long-term plan, then just relax until you get it taken care of. So, I mean, there are a lot of herbs that you can take. There's a lot of dietary protocols that you can use. You could do like magnesium baths. I mean, deep breathing exercises. You should be running every day. Find some passion in life, and really just change your perception as well. I mean, no matter what you do, your perception will change through any of these protocols. So, I mean, that's just a little bit of advice, because I mean, it's really not rocket science. It's just a lot of people, a lot of people are just either too attached to their anxiety to where they're just like, they can't accept that it's actually easy. So once you figure out how easy it is, and you don't look at anxiety as a big monster that's out to kill you, you start to realize, like, the anxiety will go away. Because it's all a matter of a threat. Your brain, you perceive something as a threat, like, holy fuck, this guy's about to come up and beat me up, and then your body will respond to it. It'll be like, set off the fight or flight response, which is meant to bring blood circulation to the rest of your body so you can fight off the threat. But if you don't perceive a threat, and you don't look at something as a big bad monster, don't perceive something as a disease that's going to kill you, or what have you, then the threat's gone. There's no threat, there's no stress response. So the anxiety will go away. It's just a matter of you accepting the fact that that's all it takes. And then being okay with the fact that you're literally causing your own anxiety, or you're in control of your own anxiety. Most people don't want to accept the responsibility. But that's pretty much all there is to it. And if you take herbs, do the nutrition, it'll be so much easier. So I hope that's helped.